Hey friends, good morning. It's Thursday, March 15th. We're halfway through March. I don't know why I always start all my life by talking about the day and when it is and how we're so close to the end of the first quarter. I trust this year is going awesome. Sorry, I just got a call. But I wanted to briefly talk to you about something that totally triggered me and made me want to jump on really quick and do this live, okay? So, hey Faisal, welcome, and everybody that's joining me live. Okay, so I posted something about don't spend with guilt, because when you spend with guilt, it doesn't come back to you as fast or the same. It doesn't flow the same, because when you're spending with guilt, it's like you're squeezing, you're choking the money, you're choking the investment, and you're like, oh, I hope. Hope is low expectation. And so I recognize that growing up, maybe we were brought up with the mentality of I don't know, be really cautious, be really careful, blah, blah, blah. I totally get that. So if you spend with guilt, it's a shift you're going to have to make, and it's something you're going to have to be really conscious of, because you're going to get so much more of your money's worth if you say, you know what, I'm putting this in and I trust that it's going to circulate and I'm going to get exactly what I'm meant to get from this and more, please. But so I posted it in a couple of places, and I've been getting these little comments of people saying, and by the way, I love all of you that have commented, but there's a few people saying, this has been me all my life. Oh my gosh, this is me. And what I want to say is this. It's not just for this particular comment. It's not just for this particular post that I put out there. If you are reinforcing and affirming something that you don't want to carry on and continue drag along into your future, you got to stop saying it. So for example, I'm not the most organized person. Hey, Asian. Hey, sister. Good to see you here. So I'm not this, let's say, the most organized person. And growing up, my mom would always tell me, you're lazy, right? And you're messy. And you're all these things. Well, guess what? These are some of the identities and some of the things that have been harder for me to get off my system and like literally peel off and rewire myself. But it had to start with my language. It had to start with me putting energetic language, physical barriers, and saying, you know what? Up until now, up until recently, the majority of my life, I was. Because if you're saying, look, that's me, that's still me, that's all my life, I totally get the sentiment that you're just affirming and acknowledging something that resonates with you and that is true for you right now. But do you want it to continue to be true forever? The answer is no. So my recommendations is that you start saying, and I have a good one for you, so stick around. This is one recommendation, but the next one's probably going to be even better. Up until now, listen, this has been a struggle for me until recently. I may still struggle with it a little bit today, but I am all in. I am changing this, okay? Your language has the power to move mountains, to shift things. Most importantly, the awareness that what you're repeating, you're reinforcing. Robbie says, Latina coaches estaba sucio. Whatever, dude. I'm not like that anymore. That was me in last couple of years ago. Okay, but I have another story for you that's really powerful. January 1st is like my first time going to the gym in a while. Not gonna say how long, but I remember I was making this nutritional shakes, like some isogenic stuff. I have like $1,200 worth of products in my pantry that I haven't used in forever. So I'm making this shake, right? And my boyfriend's like, so I started drinking it, and I was like, oh, this is great. I get to drink soup for the gym now. Listen to this, right? I said, this is fantastic. I'm drinking soup to go to the gym. Great. And he looks at me and he's like, how dare you? How dare you call that a soup? Why could you not instead say, hey, this is nutritional, this is good, this is going to nourish my body, this is going to help me grow, this is going to help me, get lean? Why would you have to insult the shake? And I looked at him and I remember my eyes, like my shoulders went like, are you kidding me? How many little comments, little sarcastic things do you use on a daily basis? Are you telling yourself, to others about you, like, yeah, that's me, I suck at this hard, or like, yeah, look at this great thing I get to drink for the gym, huh? And when he said that to me, I was like, oh my gosh, the first thing came up for me was, how many times do I actually use that kind of sarcasm or cute comments about myself or about other things in my life in other areas that naturally are pushing away the very things that I'm working towards. So in this case, I'm working towards health and fitness, and here I am insulting the very things that could enhance, right, or that could make my experience better. That was such a slap in the face. And I'm so grateful that I had a mirror. I had somebody there to point it out, because here's the thing is these comments, this language, these nuances, these things that we sort of color our human experience with are dictating the next decision, the next thought, the next choice. And if we don't catch ourselves with this, like insulting ourselves or insulting our products or saying like, oh, not again, I have to send another client invoice. What? You're literally complaining about your abundance. You know what I mean? Like, not again. I can't believe I have to send another email again. I can't believe that I have to go work out again. I can't believe. So I want you, and the reason I said I'm so mad is because it's not towards anyone in particular, is because us humans, we don't have for some reason, it's like we don't have the self-awareness or the ability to catch ourselves using this language that is reinforcing and reaffirming something you don't even want in your life again. So whether you feel guilt with spending, or whether you're trying to work towards your health and fitness, what's your language around it? Because your language around it has so much to do with whether or not you're going to be able to stick with something, stick with the change, see it through, and realize that sometimes there's not a way to complete something. Like with health and fitness, for me, for example, I finally got that is not like a 90-day thing to this. Is it not an 8-week thing to that? That it's something like showering. You do all the time. You do it eternally. You don't take 2 showers and say, I'm clean forever. It's the same with language. It's something that we constantly have to work on. I would have never guessed in a million years that I would have been that person that got called out on using disempowering, insulting language towards a goal that I said I wanted, which is to get fitter. And here I am, like, and ever since then, even at the gym, if I'm tired or if I'm lifting something and I'm like, ooh, I try to default to, how is this so easy? Why is this so easy? How does this get easier for me every time? How does it get easier? And how am I enjoying this more and more? And this tiny changes, the up until now, the catching yourself, can really, really have a positive effect on your efforts, on the things that you're trying to change. So don't beat yourself up. Don't take yourself out of the game just by small sentences, small phrases that without you even knowing it, are totally just like literally doing this to yourself. Like, really? I'm doing that again. So I hope this message lands for you. Catch yourself today. Whatever you want to change, just say up until now, up until now. I don't care if I'm still doing it. I have the intention to cut it off and to not continue with this thing down the road forever. Because you deserve to go lighter, more streamlined, leaner in your energy, in your choices, in your efforts. Not with all this baggage and all this language that simply does not serve you. It's ruining you, okay? So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Stacy, for the gorgeous. All of you are gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Thank you for joining me. And let me know what you got from this, because I really want to know. And I hope this serves you and it helps you stop shrinking with your language.